Okay, everyone, welcome to the Thursday night webinar. My name is John Pettifordale, Executive Vice President with Myecon. Yes, I am here to talk to you tonight about personal financial success, guys and ladies. I've been here in this company helping thousands of people all over the country do this, and I am very excited to bring this information to you tonight. So how this call is going to go, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Myecon, and I'm going to answer questions. But some very motivated and excited person got you on this call. They said, hey, you got to get on here. You got to listen to what's going on with personal financial success and income shifting. And sometimes people kind of get it a little confused. They get on and they say, well, I got on to help such and such. I'm just kind of helping them out. No, they're actually helping you out by getting you on this call because they have given you a blessing. You are blessed with knowledge and information tonight. So my name is John, and I will be your host for the webinar. So to tell you a little bit about myself, I got involved in business many years ago. Reason being, I was broke. I needed more money. So I started to look at other things that I could do to make money. I searched the horizon. I looked at no money down real estate, vending machine businesses. I had a daughter. She was very young, and I just needed more to do more things for my family. How many of you have been there? Okay. So I met a gentleman by the name of Kevin. He got me involved in a little direct sales company, right? I didn't know anything about direct sales. I didn't know anything about network marketing and things of that nature, but I got involved. But I fell flat on my face. And I fell flat on my face because I did not know what I was doing. I did not have a mentor that could teach me anything, but I was bitten by the entrepreneurial bug. I stayed and I fought and I fought and I fought. And then to make a long story short, I met a gentleman by the name of Mr. Alvin Curry right here to the right. When I met him, he had been in business for about 20 years or so, right? And he says, John, I want to teach you everything I know about business, money, capitalism, and finance. How many people have ever been taught or trained on those things, okay? So I said, man, that's a wonderful thing. Number one, I had never met a millionaire. Number two, I didn't know when the next time I was going to meet a millionaire that would teach me anything. So I took all his words to heart. So I spent thousands of hours with him. And as a result of the information that he taught me, I was able to retire at 34 years old. Today, I am 42 years old, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you to understand something. I have changed my life with this system. I'm not talking about how I think it feels or how it works or how I feel it works. I'm talking about what I know works. I went from zero status to millionaire status with this company. So I want you to understand that we have the right place, the right time, the right everything with this company called Myecon. Now, the name of our company is called Myecon. We're the personal financial success company. We're not the coffee company. We're not the juice company. We're not the travel company. We're not the legal services company. But guess what? All those things are wonderful. But here's the thing. Everybody sells those things to get what? Money. They want personal financial success, right? So we decided to just make that our business. We teach people how to get money. We teach you how. See, we're selling a system that gives people free money. And if that is a system that's hard for you to sell, then you probably got some issues going on, right? So let's talk about personal financial success and Myecon. We're an 11-year-old debt-free, technology-driven company. We didn't borrow a dime from anyone to put this company together, and it cost us millions of dollars to put this company together as you see it. But here's the key metric right here at the bottom. $300 million. We've actually helped our associates cash flow over $300 million. See, I don't want to talk to you about what Myecon has done. I want to talk to you about what people are doing inside Myecon because I think that's more important. If I told you that Myecon did $1 billion, what does that do for you? As a matter of fact, what does it do for me? Absolutely nothing. That's Myecon's money. But we have helped our associates cash flow money. So you'll meet people in Myecon. They'll say, I've cash flowed $5,000. I've cash flowed $25,000. I've cash flowed $100,000. I've cash flowed $1 million. See, these numbers collectively are $300 million. And we're on track to have another $125 million in people's pockets in the next 12 months. Do you want some? See, we just want to know, do you want to be a part of that? So let's talk about personal financial success. I've talked to thousands of people all over the country. I have not found 50 people that knew what personal financial success was, and I didn't find 50 people that were on track to get it done. I want you to think about that. We live in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, but most people are failing. I'm going to give you some details in a minute. But let's talk about this. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a school teacher, whatever it is you do for a living, you got two financial objectives. Number one, You need income for today. So this is why you work your job. So you trade time for money. You work for a certain amount of hours. They pay you a certain amount of money. You run out of money on Sunday night. You start over on Monday morning. How many people have been there? But now, here's what's going to happen. You got to have a second source of income. Why? Because one of three things is going to happen to you. Either you're going to get too old to work, you're going to decide you don't want to work, or your job is going to fire you. And when that happens, you have to have income that comes from something called income producing assets. That's anything that you own that brings you money regardless to you working. Now, so that's the framework, okay? So let's put dollars or numbers to this so you'll understand what's going on. So let's say you make $5,000 a month household income today, $60,000 a year. The question you must ask yourself is, how much assets do I need in my retirement account, my 401k, my IRA, my mutual funds, things of that nature, my pensions, right? So you would need at least 10 times what you make in a year. So in this example, you would need $600,000, okay? Now, most people I talked to did not know they needed that much cash flow, that much money in their investment account to get the same standard of living. So people need $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000, maybe even $1 million, and they're not going to get there. Why? Because they didn't know that that was the result that they needed. So it was impossible for them to build a plan. So you can go from kindergarten to the 12th grade. It's never mandated that you learn anything about money and all that stuff, okay? So you need to understand the rules of money. This is why most people don't have money, okay? Now, let's talk about this. This is the tale of two countries. See, it's like two different worlds in America. Number one, on the left side, we're the wealthiest country in the history of the world. There's more people here that are millionaires, okay? We account for actually 25% of the world's wealth, and there's 536 billionaires in this country, and over 7 million millionaires in this country. But here's the issue. That's a very great rosy picture, right? But look at what's happened to most folks. 80% of the Americans in this country are struggling financially. I would say it might even be 90%. 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in the bank. Did you hear me? See, most people have nothing saved up, and we're going to talk about why. Only 4% of Americans attain personal financial success. So out of 100 people that start working at 25 and go to 65, only 4% of those people have enough money to retire in this country and never go back to work. So what's happening to most people is they're working 25 and 30 years. They retire, and then within 6 to 12 months, maybe 18 months, they go back to work. See, my understanding of retirement don't mean that I just stop working over here and go to another job and start working over here. Okay, so why are so many people struggling in the wealthiest country in the history of the world? Well, there's 4 unique obstacles. Number one, it's called inflation. See, cost of living doubles in this country every 20 years, okay? Look at your income. Did your income double in the last 20 years? In most cases, not. See, a lot of people don't understand this. Think about it. People make this statement: I'm working harder and harder than I've ever worked before in my life, and it's harder and harder to make ends meet. I'm making more money, but it's harder and harder to make ends meet. That's absolutely true. See, a gallon of milk used to be $1.25. Today it's $3 to $4. A fully loaded Honda Accord was $19,000. Today it's $33,000. Okay? I remember a Snickers bar was 35 cents. Today it's $1. So what's going to happen is you have to outpace inflation, and you can't do that by adding to your income. Here's what most people do to add. What they do is they say, I'm going to work more overtime. I'm going to work more hours. I'm going to get a second job. That does not multiply your income, and you still do not keep up with inflation, okay? Because your income doesn't grow. So you can go from $75,000. Are you going to go to $150,000 in 20 years? No, you're not. You're going to think that you're getting a pay raise when you really are not. Everybody understand? So we got to understand this. And then the other thing we do, we say, I need to get more dollars per hour. So they say, I'm going back to school to get more education. But here's the problem. Number one, you go into debt, 20, 30, maybe 40, 50,000. I have a friend that just paid off $63,000 in student loan debt. It takes the people 15 and 20 years to pay this stuff off, so it's hard to get rates of return on the investment. And then you're only adding to your income, you're not multiplying. Here's what you got to do. In order to multiply, you got to write this down. You need leveraged income. That means make money off not only what you do, but what others do. And number two, you need residual. Now, let's talk about this second problem, high taxes. The average person loses 1/3 of their income to taxes before they ever spend a dime to take care of their family. Now, I want you to think about this. Imagine all the years of your life where you paid taxes. Imagine if you only paid less than half of that. Imagine if you only paid 25% of that in taxes. You would probably have a lot more money today. So because you lost all that money to taxes, it caused you to have a cash flow problem. So when it was time for you to make a major purchase like a car, when it was time for you to make a major purchase like a home, you had to go out and finance it. So now it caused the third problem called debt. And when you have debt, the car notes, the credit cards, the student loans, the mortgages, all the payments, most of it is what? Interest. Well, now you got a serious problem. You got a trifecta of destruction, okay? So you're losing a third to taxes and a third to interest on debt. That's 60% of your income going to absolutely nothing. And inflation is eating up your income or your dollars every single day. Then you got the fourth problem. You don't have any money to save, so you never invest in the 401k. You never invest in the IRA. You have a serious issue. But now, Myecon has a solution. See, we're the only company that's offered a solution like this. We have no competition. We're going to give you 3 smart cash flow strategies. The first one is income shifting. Well, what is that? That's when you shift your income from higher tax brackets to lower tax brackets. Gives you more money on a monthly basis, okay? So we've been able to save people $200 to $1,000 per month on their taxes within 10 to 14 days of them joining our system. That's an amazing deal, right? So now the second piece of that, we help you get what is called business income. Here's how you get it. Let's say we save you $500 a month on your taxes. You go to work one day. Somebody says, hey, how you doing? You say, I'm doing fabulous. I'm doing income shifting. And then they're going to say what? Well, what in the world is income shifting? And then you say, look, I saw a system called Myecon. I lowered my taxes by $500 a month. And now I'm taking that extra cash flow and I'm paying down my debts. I'm going to pay my car off a year and a half early. And you stop right there. What do you think is going to happen next? They're going to say, well, why don't you tell me about this income shifting? So now they see a presentation like this. They join the system. Because you referred them, you now start to create a second form of income or a second stream while you don't need it. See, I tell people all the time, you need to create a plan B while you don't need the plan B. So many people, they say, well, I got a good job. I've got good overtime right now. My husband's doing good or my wife is doing good. And then what happens? The bottom falls out. They get laid off. They get fired. All this old stuff, right? There's pretty ways of saying you're fired, right? So then you lose the income and now you are not in position. So we're going to help you with that process. 3, passive income. You have to build income that comes in without you working. This is the most important income that you will ever build. Here's why. There's going to come a time in your life where you're not going to be able to work, but you're still going to need money. So where's that money going to come from? Do you know the average person is living 20 years after they stop working? See, you got to figure out how you're going to live, how you're going to buy food, how you're going to pay bills without you working. You have to build investment accounts, and you have to build assets called businesses, and Myecon specializes in both of those deals. Now, let's talk about income shifting. We already talked about Americans losing a third of their income to taxes, but let's take a look at this. We're going to help you shift dollars from taxes to positive cash flow using 2 methods. Number 1, we're going to help you correct tax withholding. Notice I did not say manipulate tax withholding. See, I see a lot of people, they say, well, I just put exempt on the W-4. Well, that don't make you exempt. You still have a tax bill at the end of the year. Some people say, well, I just claimed 9 for 6 months, and I claimed 0 for 6 months. Well, that don't work, and that don't help you. It actually puts you further behind. So we're going to help you understand that process. Number 2, we're going to help you maximize what is called home-based business deductions. Here's why. See, a lot of people are sitting around here talking about what's going on with the election, right? They're talking about Donald Trump didn't pay tax for 18 years. But here's the issue. The same laws that he used to do that, you could do the same thing legally. So what we do is we teach you how the law works so you can change your life. There is no law that requires you to pay taxes, and I will prove that in a second. I know that's a very controversial statement. But here's what I want you to understand. Have you ever got a tax refund in your life? Most people will say yes. I always ask people, was the tax refund good or was it bad? They say, man, it was a good thing. Every now and again I hear people say bad, right? And I always play around with them. I ask them, well, why was it bad? They say, well, it just wasn't big enough. Well, here's the problem. The IRS did a report in 2005. And they said that 80% of the people in this country overpay their taxes to the tune of $3,000 a year, $250 a month. Now, some people struggle with this process. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you a little homework. I want you to look at your most recent tax return, the one that you did last year, the one that you did previous. I don't care. And what I want you to do is I want you to look at the 1040, go down to line 75. It says refund, and it says this is the amount, and it has big bold letters that you overpaid. So I got a real trick question for you. Do you want to overpay your taxes, or do you want to pay your fair share? Well, obviously, that's a rhetorical question, right? It doesn't necessarily need you to answer. So now, that's what you do. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how not to overpay your taxes. Here's why. You're losing money when you overpay your taxes, because you could have taken that money, the $250 a month, and dropped it on your car notes or your credit cards, which would allow you to pay less interest. So it cost you money not having access to the money. Or you could have taken the $3,000 and put it into some type of IRA, for example. You would have got a $1,000 tax savings by doing that. You lost money by doing that. So you have to figure out to get access to get that money so you can do something different. So we're going to help you maximize your take-home pay and use that money for debt elimination and investing, okay? So now here's what you want to understand. Here's the mechanics of most people in America. 95% of the people in this country get 100% of their income from a W-2. And here's the problem. When you do that, that's the highest form of taxation in this country. So you have to learn how to shift. We're going to teach you how to shift from that high tax bracket, right? But here's the mechanics. You work and you make money, so you got some revenue, and then you pay taxes first, because taxes come out of your check, and then you pay taxes on what's left. Pay your expenses on what's left, right? That's a problem, because you can change the way that happens. See, business owners have access to many more deductions than employees. So let me just tell you something. Let's say you make $50,000 a year today on your job. You're a mother of two. You're going to get what is called a standard deduction. That's a head of household. That's roughly about $10,000, okay? Then you're also going to get what is called exemptions, about $4,000 per person. That's going to bring you down to about a $28,000 taxable income. At this point, there's nothing you can do to lower your taxes. See, what you got to do is you got to change the way you make money, right? So when you become a business owner with us, so you can't say, well, I got a good tax person, he's going to help me out. He cannot help you with that process. But now, when you join us, you become a business owner, and we show you exactly what the laws say so you can master this deduction process. So now when you make money as a business owner, now you can pay expenses, and then if you don't spend all the money up, you pay taxes on what's left, and those are two entirely different worlds, okay? So now let's talk about some potential deductions, okay? Car and truck expenses. It's easy to get $8,000 to $10,000 in car and truck expenses by a little strategy that takes 2 or 3 minutes a day. We show you how to do that. So, for example, you might get $8,000 in tax deductions for just driving your car. Well, now that'll bring your $28,000 in taxable income down to $20,000. Taxes on 20 is much less than taxes on 28, isn't it? So that's a $2,000 tax savings. Do you want some? See, I don't want to hear, well, I got to think about it. What is there to think about? If I show you the proof, I show you what the IRS says, what is there to think about? You want to think about whether you want more money in your check? Come on. You just playing around. Come on, let's get serious. See, we got to change your life tonight. See, you are here at what I call a crossroads. You can decide to be the same, or you can decide to change. And here's what you want to understand about change. Whoever you are today, wherever you are today in your life, is a culmination of the decisions and the thought processes that you made in the past. So if you don't change those thought processes, you cannot have a different future. So if you want to have a different future, you got to think differently about money, and that's what Myecon is all about, okay? What about your communication? That's $1,000 a year. That's your home phone. That's your cell phone. That's your internet access, okay? You're paying those things already. Now we're down to about $19,000, okay? What about your travel, okay? That's about $3,000 here, okay? That's about $3,000 going on vacation, going to family reunion, okay? So we're down to about $16,000. And then you got interest on the car note, right? That's also taxed up. That might be another $1,000 there. What about your meals and your entertainment? See, the government actually says, I'm going to read it verbatim. It says, what entertainment expenses are deductible? Entertainment includes any activity generally considered to provide entertainment, amusement, or recreation. And just in case you wasn't sure, they got a couple examples here. It says examples include entertaining guests at nightclubs, social, athletic, and sporting clubs, at theaters, at sporting events, on yachts, on hunting, fishing, vacation, and other similar trips. That's the actual verbatim tax code. So we're going to show you how to write off all of your funds legally. So that might be another 3,000. We down to about 13,000 here, right? But now look at this, wages. Do you have children? See, in this example, we had 2 kids, right? We show you how to get up to a $6,300 tax deduction for feeding, clothing, and taking care of your kids. Do you want some? See, you're going to do this already. But now things that are formerly not deductible become now tax deductible expenses. Lower your tax bracket down to 0 in this example, because now we're down to 0 because we're at $12,000 in tax deductions on the kids. So some people say, well, John, could it really work this way? Are you absolutely sure it could work? Let me just show you something. See, this is the USA Today. This is not John. This is not my 27 giant companies that paid no taxes. See, the business owner in this country get tax preferential. It is not the employee. So companies are getting rich on the backs of the employees and not paying taxes. I think that's a problem. So what Myecon has decided to do is to teach you how to work and think like a capitalist, okay? So now, let's take a look at some of these companies here so we'll know who they are, okay? So we're rolling down. Let's keep moving. Now, they're talking about GM, okay? They're talking about United Airlines. They're talking about American Airlines. They're talking about Hewlett-Packard. Do you see them? They're all right here. See, these companies made hundreds of millions of dollars. These numbers are in millions. So they made hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars and paid no taxes. So my question is, why in the world are you paying some? So you made $50,000, you had to give away a third. Now some people say, well, that ain't fair. I don't know what's fair or not fair, but here's what I do know. If you have more knowledge, you can do different things. So we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So what we do is we put knowledge in your brain so you can become the new and improved you. Okay, so now let's get back to the presentation. So we're going to show you how to get that money back into your paycheck on the W-4, because those adjustments can also be put on your W-4 on your job. So let's say we get you an additional $600 per month back into your paycheck. You just take that money, income shift, drop it into your investment account, 401k, whatever you do. Now look at this. You got $208,000. On a system that's just a strategy. It don't matter how many people you know. It don't matter if you're a shy person. It don't matter if you call yourself a salesman or not. All it matters is you run the system and the play. Look at this. Do this for the lifetime of you working. You got $895,000. So you are almost a millionaire off money that was formerly going to the government. You were able to get it as a tax subsidy back into your paycheck, and now you got rich. Do you want some? See, we are here to change your life. So number 2, we got another system here called the cash flow manager. You put all your debts in here, and now it'll tell you which one to pay off first with the money. So now we get the additional $600 a month. We take that and we drop it right here on the car note like it says. We pay the car off in 15 months. It would have taken us 32 months. Do you want some? So now the more we use the system, the more cash flow it creates. Now we got $1,145 a month in cash flow. What do we want to do? We decide to knock out the $8,000 Visa. We want to get them out of our pocket. They got 25% interest, right? So now we're down. We got them down in 6 months. It would have taken 78 months if we paid the minimum payment. So now look, we got $1,345. Look at this $200,000 mortgage. This is not one of them little houses. This is a nice house, right? $200,000 mortgage paid off in 79 months. That's a little over 6 years. Now we're 100% debt free. We paid off $225,000 worth of debt in about 8 years in this example. And now look at this. We got free cash flow of $2,500 a month, which is about $30,000 a year. What could you do with that? You could take that and buy real estate for the next 10 years and have a $500,000 worth of real estate on income shifting. Do you hear me? See, you got to change. What we're here to do is we're here to give you the tools that you need to build your finances. See, it don't matter who gets elected in November in these 3 or 4 days, okay? It don't matter if Hillary get elected. It don't matter if Trump get elected. Neither one of them are coming to your house to fix your life. And it don't matter who controls the house. See, we don't need nobody else to do some more laws. We already got laws that have been on the books for 50 years to help you do this, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about our world-class business income system. We're going to finish up here. So now, our financial success membership is our flagship product. Inside that membership, you're going to get all the financial education. We're going to teach you about stocks and bonds and real estate, mutual funds, different insurances. We don't sell any of them, so we have no vested interest in telling you incorrect information. That's the first thing. Number two, you're going to get a strategy and a software that's going to help you do income shifting. You're going to get the cash flow manager that's going to help you become audit proof and IRS compliant based on tax deductions. It's going to build your financial plan. Number three, you're going to get $1 million worth of identity theft protection. Okay? You're also going to get free and discount legal services. You're going to get discount travel. There's a travel membership included in here that you can earn free travel. Okay? This is an awesome, awesome deal. You also get corporate perks where you can shop at hundreds and hundreds of different stores and get discounts at these stores on things that you're going to buy anyway, and now it accrues reward points that you can use to buy other things. This is an amazing membership, and we sell this for a very, very low cost. We're going to talk about it in a second. As a matter of fact, let's talk about it right now. Write this down. We typically sell this service for a setup fee of $199.95, and then everyone pays $34.95 a month to maintain the system. But right now is a wonderful time. It is a perfect time for you to get started. Now, even if it was $199 right now, you would still save $200 to $1,000 per month on your taxes in 10 to 14 days. See, so it costs you more to not get this system than it does to get the system. But today, I'm allowed and I'm authorized to offer you a discount. We're going to take 50% off of the sign-up investment. So it's just $99.95. That is a no-brainer. Now, would you trade $34.95 a month for $500 a month in tax savings, plus all this stuff that you see on your screen? Absolutely. See, that's a silly question, right? But now you get all that stuff at a discount. But you also get a website. On the website, in your business system, remember, you have to be a business owner to save on taxes. So you have a website that has a storefront, and now people can buy the identity theft from you. Our nearest competitor is LifeLock. We're 20% cheaper. We give you $1 million worth of protection. We give you the first 30 days for free, and it's just $8 a month for your customer. See, that's an awesome deal. Okay, what about roadside assistance? We got that. It's not listed here, but it's the first 30 days is free, and it's just $8 a month, and it covers 2 people in your house. See, what about credit restoration? We have an awesome credit restoration product. A person sets it up for $99, and then, of course, they pay $99 a month for the next 3 months, but you get a $130 commission. Sell 10 of those in a month, you make $1,300. You can make lots of money with these products and services. Travel. We're not trying to make you a travel agent, but we want you to get paid on travel. So when you hear one of your friends talk about going to Vegas, you say, look, I got a contract with Priceline. It'll really help me out if you go through my site. So what they do is they go to your site, click on book travel. Bam, they book airfare and hotel together. You get a $30 commission. It is very, very simple, okay? Plus, we got the Cashback Mall. You get paid every time people shop. But let's keep moving. So you want to become what is called an executive vice president in our system, okay? You can do that by moving to financial success memberships, or you can move $200 worth of product, and you will get promoted to an executive vice president. But now, as an executive vice president, you now make up to 100% of all the products and services that are sold on your site. Plus, you make up to 85% on your team. So you might be looking at that and saying, whoa, wait a minute, John. Building a team, I don't know. Is that one of those pyramid things? No, pyramids are legal. That's not what we're talking about. But what we are talking about is a system that will help you build a network. See, you look at every successful business, they have a network. Marriott has a network of hotels. Jiffy Lube has a network of stores. McDonald's has a network of restaurants. So your business is no different. So you just expand to people that want to do 3 things. Lower taxes by $200 to $1,000 a month, take that money and get 100% debt-free, and also put some money in their investment account. Those people are everywhere. Now, as you put people into this business on that system and buy the membership, you get a $50 commission to infinity, as many of them as you want, unlimited. Then you get a $25 override. So if Bill enrolls Sam, Sam enrolls Joe, Joe enrolls Jack, Jack enrolls John, it's a $25 override to infinity in your bank account. And then every time you hit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, bam, we hit you with a $500 bonus. So you make up to $850 on every 7 people that hit your network. So one of the things I want you to see here is that Myecon is not just a company that can help you cut taxes. It's a company that can help you make tremendous amounts of income, okay? So what I want to show you here is a couple of things. This is a video of us issuing this guy his first $10,000 check in a week. Do you want some? See, I don't know if you're going to make $10,000 in a week, but here's what I did know. I didn't know if I knew that I was never going to make $10,000 in a month doing what I was doing before I got into a business like this. It didn't matter how good of an employee I was. It didn't matter how many butts I kissed and do all the stuff with the boss I didn't like. They still wasn't going to pay me $10,000 a month. So I decided to get out here and build, okay? These are some other people here. Okay, this guy, he just joined our business not too long ago. Okay, he joined our business not too long ago. In January of this year, he's made over $53,000 in bonuses. So he's done some amazing things here. Okay, we got a lot of people here. We call this the comma club. That's when you get a check in a week with a comma in it. There's all kinds of people here, ladies and gentlemen. $12,000, $7,000, $4,700. Okay, $11,000, $53,000. We just want to know: do you want a check with your name on it? It's just that simple. So now, here's what we want to do. I want you to understand something. I want to paint a picture for you. Let's go out here and build. Let's take the next 5 years to build a business that'll change your life. Okay, sometimes people say, well, that's a long time. Wait a minute. You've been working your job for 20 years and that hasn't changed your life very much. Why don't you just give 5 years a try in building your business? So let's go out and put 1,000 people in your network. Find 10 people that want to build a team of 100. You got 1,000. Do you know you make $8 a month on every active associate? So now you got another $8,000 in residual income. If they just get a handful of customers, you got another $3,000 a month in income residually. That's $11,000. Well, if 20% of the people just enroll one person in the financial success membership per month, you got another $6,000. You got $17,000 a month. Residual. 99.9% of the income doesn't come from you working every day. See, that's what we call long money. You got to figure out how to get money to come to you instead of you going to get the money all the time. See, we spend 30 to 40 years on what is called linear pay. The last time you work is the last time you get paid. Soon as you clock out, the money clock out with you. You can't afford that system. You got to add something to the plate. So now let's close with this, okay? What we need to do, everybody needs passive income generated by assets. You're going to get it from stocks. You're going to put your money in the stock market if you want to. Put your money in bonds if you want to. Put your money in real estate if you want to. It's your choice. See, everyone needs passive income. We empower our associates to build passive income. And there's millions of people that desire more financial success, but most people need more cash flow and better financial strategies. You're at the right place at the right time, and Myecon has the solution. So you can sign up today. It takes less than 5 minutes. You're going to get a personalized website. You're going to get the world-class business income system. You're going to get world-class online marketing. Plus, you're going to get all the financial success membership packages, income shifting strategy, $1 million worth of identity theft protection, free and discount legal services, discount travel, corporate perks, valuable tax benefits. You can sign up today for $99.95 as an investment in yourself, and then 30 days later you pay $34.95. But within 10 to 14 days, you're going to get $200 to $1,000 per month back into your paycheck. Do you want some? We just want to know. That's the only question we got. See, just let the person know that you want to get in, and we're going to get you signed up. It takes us less than 5 minutes. You get 100% of the system instantly. Or you can just decide that you don't want to. You're just saying that you want to pay a whole bunch of high taxes. That's cool. We appreciate it. You could just say you just want to stay in debt. That's cool. We appreciate it. You could just say you want to have no investments. That's cool. We're not going to fight with you. See, we're not going to fight with you and beg you to get money. But if you want to come on down and work with the winners, we are the winning team. We are creating millionaires. We're creating 100,000aires. We're creating people with personal financial success. So I want to